Just look at me, relax, okay?
Go ahead.
First thing, just tell me your name and where you work, what you were doing here.
David Blackford. I work at Solomon Smith Barney. I'm training here at the World Trade Center, and I was walking to work about 8:45, and going south down Manhattan Island looked like a 737 jet. Went straight into the north side of the World Trade Center, and it kind of went in, looked like slow motion, and it looked like something out of a movie where explosions just kind of bubbled out the north side where it impacted, and then a huge explosion blew out the south side, and then little explosions went out east and west. And I mean, it was just huge explosions. And
you were walking down the street and you saw the plane collide with the building?
First thing I heard was an airplane flying really low, and I thought that had to be a fighter or something to be flying that low. And I looked up, and it's a huge passenger airplane, and it's kind of tilted on its side. And I thought, you know, there's no way that that thing's going to miss the building, or, you know, it's either going to swerve left or right because it's too low to miss the building. And I just couldn't believe it. It went straight into it, and it was obviously intentional. And then, you know, 10 minutes later, a second plane coming from the other direction hit the other building and blew out the other side. You know, I just saw the explosion coming out the second building about 10 minutes later. But
could you see what kind of jet it was? Were there any markings? Was it an airliner?
It looked like an airliner. The first one, I didn't see the second plane. The first plane looked like a jetliner, like a 737 you would get at the airport with you know, engines on both sides. It looked like something, any normal jet, like a 737 maybe.
You said it looked like it was intentionally headed for the building. What makes you say that? Was there no smoke, or could you tell the plane was in distress?
Well, the engine was making a lot of noise, but I think that was more because of the dive it was taking. It didn't look like there was smoke or anything. It just looked like it was coming straight south, and then it veered. You know, you can see the cut of the incision into the building is sideways, so the plane was slightly on its side, and that's why it made me think maybe it was in distress. But then when it obviously hit, there was almost no doubt that it was intentional.
You were walking in the neighborhood. Was there debris flying off? Were people on the street hurt?
I wasn't that close. I was about 5 blocks away from where I saw it. But what we did see for the next 5 minutes were people jumping out of the building in suits, and even 10 or 15 minutes after the first explosion, people were still jumping. It was unbelievable.
What do you mean, people jumping out of the building?
You would just be looking up at the building. You would see some debris kind of flickering down, but then you could clearly see people in suits jumping from floors above, and I don't know if people jumped from below where it impacted, but definitely from where the hole is, people were coming to the edge and just jumping out. And I saw like 3 people. People around me saw like at least 10 people jumping out of that building.
I mean, that's about 70, 80 floors up. You're saying they jumped from the open hole?
I guess they saw there was no escape at that point, but I mean, that's what we saw. I don't know if people were falling out by mistake or jumping on purpose, but it was pretty incredible.
Thanks for talking to us.